Meat cannon time.
Meat Canyon. Welcome to the AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
And Eric watched Meat Canyon.
I did. Here's the best part, though. You guys are going to love this.
Yeah.
I have actually worked at Chick-fil-A before.
Really?
Yes. And
Tell us the dirty secrets.
Well, I just watched the newest Meat Canyon animation. Very good, of course. You know, very high quality work. Go watch his stuff.
Yeah.
And my only real comment I have to say about it after
Too
watching
real.
the whole thing is it was pretty accurate right up until the end. See, in the end, when the guy's sitting there serving them and he's making the chicken sandwich,
Yeah.
you see he takes the tongs and he takes the Chick-fil-A, the chicken fillet,
Yeah.
out of an open basket fryer, and we use pressure fryers.
Ooh. Get fucked, Hunter.
Yeah.
Come on, Hunter.
Like,
It's like you've
Chick-fil-A
never worked
used-
at a Chick-fil-A before.
They use pressure fryers, man. Like, we don't.
Come on,
Those are
Hunter.
for the French fries.
You got
The
so much
open
right
ones.
to fuck it up in the end.
And I was impressed so much when I first started watching it. You know how we got the the decor was right. You know because I saw it the first thing when the guy walked into the Chick-fil-A, I was like, damn, he got the trash cans right.
How long did you work at Chick-fil-A?
Not even a whole year.
Did you suckle the teat?
Yeah, no, I thought all of that was like really good. He got the details right about the hidden door to the basement.
I thought the statue
and the
was
cow
really
god
good.
statue
Yeah.
and the mutants. Yeah, I thought that was all really good, spot on. I couldn't get it's so iconic that they use the peanut oil pressure fryers for the chicken. It's very important. It's part of their whole deal.
Well, I noticed that there was no Christian representation, which upset me personally.
Yeah, I mean they did get the my pleasure part.
Yes, they
You
did,
know.
but there's not. They didn't say "God be with you, my brother" when he handed him the chicken, and that upset me.
And there was no, I didn't see
Do you think
the
more-
gay beating zone where you take the gays and you
Exactly.
beat them. And there's a corner of every restaurant for that.
Of course. I mean, we're in... Eric, I'm in Mississippi.
You
I, of course, know about the
gay beating
beat-up
zone,
hang
yeah.
up.
McDonald's has the playpen. We have the gay beat up zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was the gay
we
getting
mostly
beat up
phased
several
out.
times.
The trouble was convincing the gays after a while to go to Chick-fil-A. I mean,
right.
They had to pay me
they
eventually.
catch on eventually.
Yeah.
You don't only beat them up once or twice before they start figuring it out.
You have to teach them to love the pain.
I don't know. Eventually, you start bringing your own gay. It's a bring your own beer situation,
Yeah.
but you know.
That's why they
Guys.
season it with the Christianity. The shame keeps bringing you back.
Do you think Mormons would be accepted at Chick-fil-A?
I don't know.
mean-
They're
Or
Christians,
Jehovah's
right?
Witnesses? No.
Jehovah's Witness
no,
for sure.
No. You don't understand the question.
When I worked there, I just lied and said I still went to the Presbyterian church.
No. You don't understand the question. The question isn't like, oh, are they accepting of other Christian denominations?
Yeah.
The question is, are they accepting of people who are very pushy about their particular denomination?
I mean, Chick-fil-A is kind of...
Yes, they are.
Friends
But
with
and
a
that's
lot of
that's
those
why I'm posing the question.
groups.
Because they are very Chick-fil-A is pretty pushy with what, they believe. Do they accept people who don't necessarily, cuz everyone knows, Eric, that most Christians out who are not Latter-day Saints, Latter-day
Saints.
Is it? Okay. And Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't consider them Christian. Right? Like they don't really consider them like a branch of Christianity at all.
What is the Chick-fil-A dude? What
I
is
don't know.
Is
Catholic maybe?
Maybe Pentecostal.
I
or
used to
something?
know his name and shit, but...
Yeah, Eric, tell us the history.
Mr. Filet.
Eric, tell us the history of Chick-fil-A.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
I want to believe he legally changed
Stop
his name
jacking
to-
off and tell us the history of Chick-fil-A.
He does go.
Almost done. Almost done. Hold on.
Come, Eric, come, Eric.
I want to believe that guy changed his name legally to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
That'd rule.
Mr. Filet, he his family was murdered by
Eric,
chickens.
God damn it. Silence your
Gay
phone.
Gay chickens.
A cow came into the field and kicked all the chickens away, and it brought him back into the barn, and he was raised by cows. And he spent his whole life fighting the chicken empire.
Yeah.
And it is only because of his incredible hard work and through the miracles of God that we are now
Wait,
in a
what
position.
miracles? What did God do in this situation? What did he do specifically?
He gave him the ability to strike down the chickens with his bare hands.
Okay. Yeah. You throw lightning bolts or
his hands would glow,
Zeus.
and he would
like
just
Sting when chickens were around. His hands would glow.
It's kind of, not like Sting, more like
It's like the sword from Lord of the Rings.
That's what I said. Sting. That's Sting.
Yeah, that's Sting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said it would sting him.
No.
More like
got
Iron
hot
Fist
hands.
or
He'd take
something
his-
like that, where his fists start glowing and he can
I
start like
see.
punching
When
through
he touched
walls.
the chickens, they instantly fried.
Yes, and then they'd fall into a perfectly cut 8-piece.
Where do the waffle fries come into this? I don't understand.
Well, you see,
yes.
he made a buddy, and his name was Spud.
Oh, I see.
And,
He fought the chickens with a
Well, Spud was good at defense, right?
He
Okay.
couldn't hold
So-
back all of the chickens, so Spud sacrificed himself like Jesus to turn into a massive cage made of French fries.
Spud
and
held
we
off-
honor him to
A
this
what?
day. A
Oh,
So
massive
let me tell you the
cage.
battle. Let me tell you the story of the battle.
okay.
Okay, so there they were. Fucking what was his name? Oh yeah, Filet, Mr. Filet,
yeah.
and
Spud.
Spud.
Yeah.
And so they had built this fortress, this cow fortress.
A fortress.
Yeah.
What what was it made
The cows
of?
were his
It
constant
was
allies.
made of like
Cheese and,
what do you think?
fermented
Stone,
milk, stone.
potato,
a castle. He
yeah.
built a castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Where is this?
Vermont.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Vermont.
The famous Chick-fil-A castle
Is
in
that
Vermont.
Where Chick-fil-A's from? Vermont. They found it in Vermont.
That's where the castle is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just where he was up there for an unrelated reason, actually.
The war has brought
and-
him
and
all over
so-
the United States to fight the clucking scourge.
The chickens were swarming him like a plague, right?
I see.
And it was only through the valiant defenses and sacrifice of Spud and his men that
His
Mr.
men. How many? What men?
The,
what do you
the
mean?
tater tots.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
And
You make it sound like he was in the Corps. That's all I'm saying. Like this is a very
this is
like
a war, sir.
Yeah.
I'd have you respect his deeds.
This is a very like
You'll see
he's like a
certain
Green
similarities.
Lantern-esque character. Like he goes by Spud, but he's actually just a United States Marine.
Both of these people were United States heroes.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
And so, through his brave sacrifice, Mr. Flay was able to slip out the back and
Well, you
get
said
away.
and his men. What did all of them die?
Do I have to okay? Hold on. When I tell
You've got this story for a minute, Will. I have to go have farty crawfish shits in the other room.
Yeah, Spud would be proud.
do I have to when? I mean, it was his men. Like when you think of Robin Hood, do you think of his men?
I mean, you think of I guess
You're
you
just
think of
Robin
Little
and
John.
his
Well, you
guys.
think of Little John.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah, Spud had.
Yeah,
but
Spud
Spud was
Spud
already
is the
the
Little
little
John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spud's already the Little John of Mr. Filet.
I'm trying to think of who the bad guy would be in this analogy. I'm like, it's like a big bird, and I was like, Big Bird. It's Big Bird, dude.
Big Bird had the biggest chicken of them
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
What is Big Bird?
That's a good fucking question. He's
Is it like a parrot?
he's got to be like a canary or something.
A canary.
Yeah, he's
What's a
he's a
canary?
big yellow fucking. What is Big Bird? Keep going. I'll look up what Big Bird is. How did Spud? How did he sacrifice himself?
So the chickens were all coming in and stuff, and slowly and methodically they were pushing past the walls. And,
Yeah.
and getting into the inner walls, and finally they get to the palace.
the
Basically.
palace.
Well, it's a fortress.
Okay, so inside of the castle, they have a
A
court.
place to live.
Yeah, they have you're saying they got to court basically. There's a big
Yeah.
throne.
Yeah.
The throne room.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Why did
They were
why did
setting
Mr.
things up.
Fillet?
They were setting things up.
What that implies a lot. They were setting things up.
The house of the Lord, dude.
Okay, so there was gonna be a fillet house.
Of the Lord.
Yeah, where they were going to there would be some politics behind
maybe
this.
palace was a strong word.
Yeah.
Cathedral.
Oh, I understand. Okay, the house of the Lord. I see.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
He was going to install a theocracy.
yeah. And so which is what we deserve.
Yeah, well, absolutely. It's what we need. It's not really what we deserve. We don't deserve it. We need it though. Otherwise,
course.
otherwise the United States going down the drain.
I mean, has been since. And
Yeah.
so
We should install Mr. Fillet on the throne. Is all I'm saying. He would be a good and kind and
his children,
God-fearing
I guess.
king.
I don't know if I wonder if he's alive.
Actually, we don't have to install him.
I have no
God
idea.
installed him on the throne.
That's true. He was
Yeah.
ordained.
Yeah, he was ordained by God.
Do you think
and
he
it's all
actually-
because of Spud.
Do you think he believes that? Do you think he believes that his God
chicken empire?
his God mission in life is to kill chickens and feed people.
If he does,
for like a somewhat reasonable price.
Yeah. For if he does, then his outlook on chickens must be like, well, God must hate chickens. That's all I'm saying.
Chickens
God
have no souls like black people.
God, like the gays and the blacks, the chickens are a dirty people.
I have no idea if he's racist.
He's probably a lot of things. He's a chicken mass murderer. He's got the PTSD from back in the war. He saw Spud die. He's never been the same. He stares into a portrait
Fucking
in the bedroom.
I want to imagine Spud
Spode.
like pulled the pin to the grenade and like blew himself up, like the whole cathedral in himself.
Bits of Spud flew all over Mr. Fillet's face as he ran
He
away.
would never forget and forgive.
He's the camera pans out and he's like looking at like a picture of Spud and he's like sitting in bed and his wife's like, "You coming to bed, dear?" He just rubs the picture a little bit. I can't. I'm gonna go for a walk. He goes outside. He's walking down the street. It's like a dark and eerie night. There's no cars, nobody, nothing.
You just click.
Yeah, he just hears a single click. He's sweating bullets. Pulls a gun out.
A firework goes off. He's
Yeah.
like,
Kids are like having fun and just run across the street really fast. You just hear them laugh in the background. You don't see anything but like a shadow, but he sees them as chickens. He loads his gun.
Oh my god, dude, did you see that second? They're making a sequel to Chicken Run?
What? Why?
Yeah, I'm so excited, dude.
What? Wasn't the point of Chicken... What,
It was a
done?
circular movie. It finished itself.
It was done. It was like the sky
But they're
is
making
falling.
a sequel.
What is it going to happen? The sky is actually going to fall this
You know,
time?
I never watched the trailer.
It's probably going to be like that this time, like the sky's actually falling. It's actually the apocalypse.
No,
Yeah.
not Chicken Little.
Oh, what's...
Chicken Run.
Chicken Run, the one that was made
The
by the
claymation
Wallace
movie.
Oh, that sucks.
Fuck you.
No, I hate all that
fuck
claymation shit.
you.
I hate that company,
Fuck
dude.
you.
That's Wallace and Gromit. You like Wallace and Gromit?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
I've always hated Wallace and Gromit.
Why?
Dude. I don't know. They're gross.
What do you mean they're gross?
They're little fucking goblins. They're little
No,
gremlin
they're not.
people.
They're funny British dude
Hello,
and
Gromit.
dog.
Hello, Gromit.
Yeah, it's just dry humor.
Oi, Gromit.
You don't like dry humor.
I love dry
No, you
humor.
don't.
No, I do. I just hate the way they look. As a child, I don't like claymation in general. Like I didn't like.
I hate you.
I don't like it.
I hate you.
I don't like it.
love claymation.
Do you like Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
I hated it.
I like you know, it's okay movie, but like
I don't like the way it looks. Claymation is so
love
creepy.
the way it looks.
It's so gross.
It's great.
They look like they're made of
Clay.
Yeah, they're made of clay. I
It's
don't
so
like it.
artistic.
Were you into Gumby?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah. I
Did
actually
you fuck Gumby?
like Gumby was the big green.
Yeah,
guy,
he was the
right?
big green clay guy.
Okay, I never watched Gumby, but I know Gumby through his
I feel like if Gumby
his
exists,
precedence. His precedent
is pop culture presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. His reputation precedes him
That's
is what you're saying.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
You're trying to say that Gumby's reputation precedes
I
him.
love the dog, like the video of the dog who loves Gumby, and like his owner comes in a big Gumby suit, and the dog goes insane.
I know this guy on YouTube, and I guess I'll just say his name. He has a YouTube channel called The New Storyteller, and it's very obviously this very mentally ill man. And he has like 30,000 YouTube videos on his channel. He puts up like 3 a day or something.
Yeah.
And he puts up all sorts of shit. But
Is he schizo posting?
you know what? The thing is, it's hard to tell. Like he's
I know a
obviously
few
got like
people.
kind of the mind of a child or something. And like some of the stuff he does is him in a Gumby suit. It's just him against a wall with like a camera on a tripod pointing at him. And he's just reading out of a book. And he's in this Gumby suit, but he's not wearing like a microphone or anything.
He just is muffled.
It's muffled, and he like obviously can't enunciate or like speak very well. So he's just. It's so
wow.
creepy.
He's got a worse lisp than me.
Than anyone, dude.
Wow.
He can barely speak. Like he's almost like non-functioning, but he can like film himself and put videos
So basically,
on YouTube.
he's just a really autistic guy. It sounds like.
But the videos are so creepy. It's just Gumby sitting in like a
I wonder
dark
if it's
corner
purposeful.
reading
Like,
to
what
you.
if it's an ARG or something?
If it is, that would be so cool, but I highly doubt it.
What are the comments?
The comments are like, I saw this, somebody posted this for how creepy it is, and it sure is fucking creepy. I don't think, as far as I know, he doesn't ever respond or do anything. He puts up like videos of like him playing with train sets and like My Little Pony stuff. That's a good question. How many subs does he have?
How many subs this guy? What's he worth?
Like 30,000, I think is the last I saw.
What the fuck?
The new storyteller. Hold on.
That's
I spelled it
that's
wrong.
a fucking hedgehog.
Yeah, that's not
He's a
him.
hedgehog!
That's not him, dude. I'm sorry. There we go. The new storyteller. 7.29.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. But
We're,
look, he
we're
just,
catching up to you, storyteller.
like a lot of this shit is just like it's just really weird. It's just like stop motion stuff of himself. Oh, there's him. There he is. So he is.
Hold
he
on,
is-
viewers. We're gonna pause you for just a tiny second. Play him.
you want to see it?
Yeah, I want to see what he's like.
Yeah.
We're
that's
back,
creepy.
viewers. Maybe what it is like.
Oh, also Eric's back.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I got done with my farty crawfish shits.
Yeah.
So maybe
Those
I
are
can
real
explain the
Cajuns
Gumby
too,
thing.
So I'm still
Yeah.
feeling the
So
fire.
obviously he can't speak well, and he can read. Obviously,
he's like
so
autistic. or
so maybe
something,
this is
right?
like practice of speaking.
Oh, it's
and
like
maybe.
then
Like
yeah, and then
speech
but like
therapy?
he might be in, but it kind of seems weird. But maybe he's embarrassed, so he puts on a gun.
the comments. I was gonna say, what are the comments? The comments are turned off.
It's
That's-
YouTube
That's
Kids.
fair.
Yeah.
You can't comment on anything in YouTube Kids because of the rampant pedophilia.
I don't think this
Oh,
is.
no.
Oh, it is YouTube Kids. He's got all this marked just for
Oh.
children.
Yep. That keeps it a little safer.
That's so weird.
It is very weird.
Gumby reads Thomas the Tank Engine and Noggin the Nog. You can't say that.
I want to know
anymore.
if it's
Patrick
like an
believed
ARG, if it's real or an ARG.
that. Yeah, that's what Will was like. Oh, it's probably a
because it's
an
like
ARG.
it's just off enough to where I'm like, this might not be real.
That's possible, but
What's the
I
game?
think it's-
What's the alternate reality game
I
of
think
this?
it's just
A
an
lot of them
autistic
are
man
just
playing.
artistic expressions of like horror.
You mean autistic expressions?
This is I mean, this is. I've always seen this as very sad.
Yeah,
Like,
I think this is
it's-
just a sad, older, autistic man who plays with toys and dresses as Gumby, and
He's talking about
posts it.
himself, but yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't call it.
I
I, mean,
dress
I
as
don't know if I would
Pokey.
call it sad. It seems like he's doing fine.
Do you like claymation, Eric?
no.
See?
No,
Look,
you're all
see?
wrong. You're all wrong.
I don't like. We were talking about it, and he was like, "Oh,
Too
they're making a
creepy.
sequel to Chicken Run," and I
You
was
remember
like,
Chicken
I don't-
Run?
Chicken Run wasn't claymation.
Yeah, it was. It was Wallace and Gromit.
Sorry,
You're thinking of Chicken
sorry. I
Little.
was thinking Chicken Little. Yeah.
See?
Why? Why is everything in the
Okay.
shitty Chicken Little movie when you think of Chicken Run?
Because
Chicken
it
Run was
looks
great.
better. It has better designs
No,
and
Chicken Run's
shit.
story was so much better.
I actually 100% agree with Will.
Really?
Yeah, I generally don't like claymation. I'm not saying it can't be done well.
Do you like Nightmare Before Christmas? That's
Yeah.
always the big one. That's the big
I mean,
one.
It's overweighted by
Yeah, I
overrated
think
by
it's
fat
overhyped.
goth chicks, but I mean the product itself is
Fine,
good.
it's good.
Did you see
Classic.
Kubo and the Two Strings? Either of you?
Oh yeah, that was fucking
That's
fantastic.
awesome. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's
stop
claymation
motion.
or stop motion.
It's not necessarily claymation.
Okay, well then never mind. Fuck it.
claymation is just stop motion.
Do you like
made
Wallace
with
and Gromit?
90% clay. It's okay.
See? Wallace and Gromit sucks, dude. It's just, oh, he
That
Gromit.
is not the opinion he expressed.
It's for young kids, guys. It's not like
Eric,
he
if I
goes to the moon to
Eric,
get
if I wasn't
cheese
going to
for his
argue about
crackers.
things for young kids, I wouldn't be on the internet.
Gromit,
No,
come
look,
over here and suck
I'm just
me,
saying-
Willie.
That's why I said it's okay. It's like Wallace and Gromit
Gromit.
is fine.
Very
I'm just,
active today, aren't you?
oh god.
What is does Gromit
there real good, Gromit.
does Gromit ever say anything? He never
No,
says anything,
his,
right?
his expressions are completely like physical.
Yeah, the whole joke is that he doesn't ever talk. He just looks at the camera and goes, "Oh God,
Yeah,
again."
he's
You know.
the serious of the two.
Yeah, he's the straight man who has to get Gromit out of trouble all the time.
Take the butt plug out of me bum, Gromit. Oh, you know what? I've got an app on my phone that is for small talk. It's to help people. I've downloaded this because I was like, I wonder what like apps for people who don't know how to talk to people and like this like, how do you do small talk? You know, they're trying to learn.
I mean, I know a lot of people who unironically use those match apps, not like Tinder, but just to find friends.
I see that a
Because,
lot on
like,
Tinder. Looking
These
for
days,
friends.
a lot of us are just like the problem where we just go to work and we go home and we don't like go out to. Weren't you the one saying third places or something
Yeah.
like that?
There's
Yeah,
no
we don't
hangout
go to
spots.
Well,
Not to.
let's
and
go
when we
through
do
a
go
couple
somewhere,
of
we don't want to talk to all the strangers there.
let's
se.
go through a couple of the cards that they have here for how to make small talk. Right?
Okay.
All right.
Let's.
So
figure
these
out
are
how to
just
make small
prompts.
talk.
These are just prompts, like you're talking to somebody else, and then there's
You
like,
yeah. Look,
Yeah.
we're at a bar. You just met me. Go on. Hit
how
me
can
with
you
it.
tell if someone isn't listening?
Hey, Eric. So back to the Chick-fil-A story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually like
You
that.
missed the Chick-fil-A thing, dude. There was a whole like horror arc and element to it. Like
Oh.
it got kind of eldritch at the end. It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
All right,
Well,
next
I mean,
one.
that's
All right, next
Chick-fil-A
one.
for you.
Are you good at saying no? That's kind of creepy. You might not want to
I would not.
I'm
start
just,
a-
just
I would
checking.
I would start a question like
go
that.
up to a girl at the bar, just go, "Hey, baby."
You good at saying no?
Oh my god!
Oh my
How to get kicked out of a bar?
How
101.
much do I have to pay you to wear the Joker makeup upside down and then go to a bar, walk up to a lady, and say, "Are you good at saying no?"
How much is a hospital bill?
Depends on the injury.
In America, about $100,000.
We'll,
Life destroyed.
We'll start you at
Life destroyed.
150 and go from there.
Okay.
That's reasonable.
Would you rather hear the good, the bad, or the ugly news first?
What news you got?
That's a good, yeah, right? Like, how does that how's that small talk?
That you have to have news. That doesn't really spark a conversation.
I guess
without
it's like the idea of
news.
like, hey, can I ask you like a quick question? I don't know. That does feel like a middle of the conversation
So
question.
like, you know, Diddy, he be raping though.
Walk up to a woman at a bar and say that. She's just confused.
How much would I have to pay you?
Maybe don't mention rape
Say-
in the first
No,
sentence when
say
trying
that,
to pick up
and
women.
then say that and immediately say, "So you good at saying no?"
Oh my god!
How much would I have
That's
to?
a follow up
How
right
much would I have
there.
to pay you to like dress as Diddy and go talk to people like that?
Do I use shoe
Okay.
polish? How am I
Yeah.
doing?
You gotta go all the
I was
way,
about to
buddy.
say, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Him dressing like Diddy
We're in Mississippi. I can get away
presumably
with it.
would just be him wearing a really nice suit.
God, the
In order to pass as Diddy, he would have to do
I mean,
some things
you're
he
not
might
doing
get in
anything
trouble
worse
for.
than
What if next Halloween I go in like a white tuxedo, just like and like the sunglasses? People are like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm P Diddy." Dude. Like,
Duh. God. Is it just not effective if I
Yeah.
don't have a underage woman on
Yeah.
a leash behind me? Like, what's the problem
I just
here?
no. I'll
Why, are
print
you
off.
saying I can't dress up as Diddy?
This is a very creepy way to do this, but I'll print off a bunch of like pictures of children in bathing suits or something.
Oh, God.
And then go to a bar dressed like that, and then like fall over and spill them all out. Like, start picking them all up really quickly.
Dude, you
That
might,
would be a pretty good
you
prank.
Dude,
might get-
I'm P Diddy.
You might get killed.
that'd be a pretty
You
good
might
prank.
get killed.
The feds would come for you.
Like someone in the restaurant might see that, pull a gun, and kill you.
What-
Like that is possible.
What if like the
and
feds?
No, I'm just P Diddy. I'm just P Diddy.
What if the feds were like, excuse me, we heard you were P Diddy. We need to talk to you.
Yeah. Mr.
Yeah.
Diddy, we've been looking
So,
for you. They
Back
take me
from the Caribbean, Mr. Diddy. They legitimately can't tell that you're not P. Diddy. How the fuck did I end up with the most race-blind cops in the world?
P. Diddy's like sitting in the Caribbean drinking a mojito. He's like, "How'd you get away with it, Diddy? How did you, after all this time?"
Please call me Patrick.
Call me.
So that's what the P stood for.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, sure.
Only
Whatever
a-
keeps me out of jail.
Oh my God. Now knowing we know about P Diddy, Diddy was a really on the nose nickname, wasn't it?
Yeah, really.
They should have just called him the Diddler.
we gotta start trusting people who are who they say they are. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what.
I mean,
When you name your plane Lolita,
Lolita Express.
Yeah, we really gotta start trusting these
Yeah.
people when they say what they are.
maybe some things we
What about the Enola Gay? That's what I saw.
Well, I mean,
I don't
they
have a
fucked-
problem with gay people, and
They fucked a
I'm
lot
sure,
of men.
I'm sure all those dudes might have been gay.
I don't know. I mean, they pounded the ass of like hundreds of thousands of men, women, and
Japanese
children.
men
not
simultaneously.
really
In fairness,
gay.
gay also meant something different back
Yeah.
then.
They killed.
Yeah,
They were
killed
just really happy to do it.
That's basically just
so
a
happy.
That plane's basically just called the Happy Lady.
How much
Yeah,
PTSD do you
like-
think those guys have?
The dude who
Depending,
did the
but
Enola
probably
Gay?
a bit.
No, the dude who did the Enola Gay, the guy who flew the plane and dropped the bomb, like that pulled the lever to drop the bomb, proudly for the rest of his life until he died, toured museums with a demo of the plane that he
wow.
would get into and then like say, "This is how I bombed the Japs." Like just loud, and there's like video evidence of this man doing this.
I'm not even saying that the man should feel like persecuted and shit like
he was
that,
proud,
but it's just like
dude.
Bro, I'm not saying you didn't have to do what you had to do, and it's well documented that you had no fucking clue that that's what you had on board.
Of course, yeah, he had no idea what he was going to fucking do.
So it's just like, I can't blame you because, you know, what am I supposed to blame every bomber pilot who dropped a bomb on Japan that killed a civilian? Like, no, like, I'm not blaming you for killing 100,000 civilian men, women, and children. I'm just saying you did, though.
Yeah.
You know, like,
would you, if you did that, would you go around to museums for the rest of your life and like do demonstrations?
I want to point this out, Eric. You have to, okay. When you said they didn't know, but I feel like the U.S. government went, we should find some guys who just don't give a fuck to drop this.
It must have.
Well, also you want to find guys that are very competent because you don't want all that money and resources to fucking
I'm sure you can find.
Oh, like we use like 90%.
Wait, how much?
Uranium
how much competence do you need to do this?
Well, that's the thing. Like, how much can we really ascribe to that guy? Like,
according to him, all of it. If you ask him, he is so
you do realize
into it.
that there were
Eric,
10,000 other
responsible for the atomic bombs?
The American government.
So you think that guy just lived off those laurels and he didn't deserve it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you're saying that Uncle Sam should have been
neutral on that. I think it's in somewhat poor taste to celebrate it constantly. But if I were him, I would definitely show up at museums and tell people the story occasionally. I mean, that's pretty significant.
I could see that. Like, I could see you like showing up and being like,
being
yeah,
like
it was
super happy about it feels a little crass to me.
Does feel crass. No character. This guy.
And in this guy's opinion, he won the war. Like that's his way of. That was his way of looking at it.
You inflicted such a grievous injury on Japanese infrastructure that they quickly realized that this was no longer going to work.
And let's be realistic. American production or bomb production won the
Oppenheimer?
war.
Mr. Oppenheimer
if we
won the war.
ascribe it to one person, I guess.
It was an
Truman
arms race,
won the war.
Yeah, it was an arms race, bro.
Yeah, and you know, it's shocking when you find out how many other countries were surprisingly close to just having nukes.
What the fuck?
We were all trying to make some crazy ass shit. You should see some of the Nazi weapons that didn't quite get up off the ground.
They had like an actual factual.
Oh yeah, they
jet.
had jet. There were jets by the end of World War II.
The big
jets
tank
existed
in
by
Germany.
the end of World War II.
Germany was the only one, to my knowledge.
With a
was Hitler's
model that
big-
actually went up in the air during fights. Yes, but we all had much like how everybody else almost had the nuke.
We had prototypes.
We had jet prototypes.
What was Hitler's big fucking tank called? The
mouse.
Yeah, that thing was
Which
such
I
a
love
dumb
that
idea.
name. I love that name.
It's just a giant like tank. It's like big as like 7 houses or
to be
something.
fair,
like that.
Germany
You couldn't even fire the gun.
Yeah, it's great.
Arguably, Germany had, at least when you're talking about all of the tanks, they had the best tanks.
They had what?
Like they
It did no. That's a very
had, like,
loaded.
the
That's a
highest
very
average.
loaded statement.
I'd say like the Panzers were
Sherman best
very
tank.
like. That's why I said you kind of got to take it whole, because there are a lot of like better tanks out there, and you talk about like, you know, the Russian
the
T-80s or whatever,
T-32, the T-34.
Yeah, like the Russian tanks, they were like cheap and like not
We're
quite
boring
as nice.
because we're talking about history again.
Do you guys? No, I'm looking through this and being like, all right, still some of these are like hilariously bad ways to start a conversation. This one is: when was the last time you told someone you loved them? How is this small talk?
How is this a way to talk to a stranger?
Yeah, how is this
not
small
good
talk?
small
Hey,
talk?
Eric, when's the last time you told somebody? Or wait, hey, stranger, when's the last time you told somebody you loved them? I feel like I'm a Mormon.
Are you good at saying no?
I'm married, so yesterday or today.
Oh, cool. You're married. Well, hey, you get married under God?
Are you saved?
Do you know Jesus?
Our conversation's over.
Is there
offense.
such a thing as unconditional love?
These are not small talk
if somebody
questions.
walked
okay.
up to me and was like, "Do you
That's
think
not
that there's
great,
such a thing as
though.
unconditional love?" I'd be like, "You know what? All right, I'm down, kind of down."
that's
If
an
I'd
okay
if
one.
you'd had a drink or two,
Yeah.
you were at a bar. and
If you're
somebody
feeling loose,
yeah, and you were like, "Yeah, let's have like a serious conversation," I guess.
Like, I guess I would say it's probably rare.
4
or
out
at
of
least-
10 as far as it goes.
I definitely
What's
love
your answer?
dogs.
Oh,
Dogs give
Dogs
you pretty much
love
unconditional
us.
love.
Yeah, I was gonna say dogs produce unconditional love. They're
Even then,
unconditional
that's
love
not
factories.
true. I
love
don't think
factories.
that's true at all.
You don't think so?
No, because I mean, everyone has a line, whether that line is a far enough distance where you can't reach it or not. Everyone does have a line. Because, like, for instance, using dogs as an example, abused dogs surely don't love the people who abuse them.
That's true. But they will give you like then it's not unconditional. It's just like that's just strong love, I guess.
There are people who love people to the point where it seems like it's more a mental disorder than it is anything else.
Sure, absolutely. But
like people
then,
constantly
they're broken,
covering up
so
for their like rapist, murderer son or something like that. It's like, no, I love him. I must protect him.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. Like at that point, I feel bad for people. Like if my son ended up being a murderer, I'm still gonna love my son.
Or like
the problem with that is they are
stick with their abusers.
Well, the issue with that is in their process, like because a lot of times those people, when you hear about that, like they haven't had any time to process the grief of now they're losing a family member. Because like from my experience.
Of being abused.
Yeah. From my experience of like hearing these people like that talk, a lot of the times when the family like knows you're a shitter, I mean, you're not like you might be loved, but you're like second rate loved. And then if it just
you're loved from the mental institute.
Like you're like a cousin who lives far away, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say like somebody who's like, let's say you had a son who's been good his entire life, made good grades, blah, blah, blah. Why would they rape somebody? He just made a bad decision, committed rape.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much a tragic, like your son basically died.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
That the image you have of that person has died. They are a completely new person.
They're now changed entirely.
Now, I'm not saying you can't have a new relationship. I'm not even saying
you have to process that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's so tragic and grief
now
that
changed the dynamic of the relationship.
Well, and some people aren't. Yeah, I see what he's saying.
It's essentially the same as death.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to change that dynamic that quickly. Like if your child kills somebody, then it's like, yeah, you're gonna like have a really hard time processing that and changing the way you feel about them. It's probably gonna take you a while, and they'll probably
and a lot of times these news stations are like, hey, hey, your fucking son didn't murder. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I love my son. Like I don't, blah blah blah.
It's been 3 days, and I just found out my son killed 16 children.
Yeah,
and ran away to the Caribbean.
My little brother,
he would have never done anything like this.
Alex, who's been on the podcast before, he had a buddy, from the military that he was like super close friends with, and he brought him down here to hang out with us. His buddy found a wife here and ended up moving close by. And they were in constant contact. They hung out regularly. They were getting a little busier and further apart from each other, just trying to live their own separate lives now that they were out. And his buddy cheated on that wife, told Alex, and Alex cut him off cold turkey as a friend.
Jesus, that's rough.
I said, everyone has a line.
I guess I've stayed friends with people after cheating though. Like that's not a deal breaker for me.
The funny thing is, I thought it was extreme at first too, but then I had this old friend who used to like constantly cheat on his girlfriends and like lie to people to rip them off to get more weed and stuff like this.
An excellent
dude. What you're saying is like if you're admitting you did this, you've done other stuff.
Victimized side.
Yeah.
You've done worse that you're not telling me.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
And I think about all those times like something might have gone missing, or when my ex-girlfriend told me that he hit on her when I wasn't in the room or something like that.
Same guy?
Yeah, all same guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like when I came back, like, we drifted apart.
Maybe he wasn't such a good guy in the
and
first
he showed
place.
back up and we like exchanged phone numbers and I ghosted him.
Yeah.
Because I like thought about it, I was like, do I want to rekindle this friendship? And I was like, no.
Here's another weird one out of the small talk app.
It's sad because we used to be really close.
Actually,
but
I've got an interesting question, I guess.
Okay.
Do you think lying is bad? Like
no.
Like there is no situation where you should lie, or whatever. Like morally,
I think it's morally wrong to lie.
Yeah,
at all
that's what
times.
I'm asking.
I think the world would be better if we couldn't.
I think that
I disagree.
Is...
I've seen lying keep the peace way more than I've ever seen the truth do it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but if no one could ever lie in the first place,
then you'd have the movie
revealing information all the time.
I don't know.
Lying about something like the government's in control and they'll keep us safe. Yeah, sure. But like if we never thought that the government was going to keep us safe, then we wouldn't be outraged.
I see.
Like, because no one could have lied to us about it.
You're saying you could never be hurt, and then that it would be worth it to never be hurt.
You can never be deceived.
Yeah, by never being...
You can still be hurt.
It doesn't matter
you can only
if
be hurt, honestly.
The being deceived part doesn't really matter, because in this situation, you would never be hurt by finding out that you were deceived, because that's what matters. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter that you are deceived. It matters that it hurts when you find out that you're deceived.
Yeah.
And in your world, that would never happen. You would never get hurt by the deception.
Mm-hmm.
So it would basically be the same thing as if your entire world was all lies, and then you never found out anything.
Yeah, well, also, this would cut through a lot of the fat when it comes to human discourse around things like
I mean, that's essentially
ghosts and religion and stuff, because you just cut out all the fucking liars.
Yeah, but you'd also
I
get
like how in your world where everything's a lie, that's essentially the same as his world because you never find out anything,
of
so
course.
everything might as well be the truth.
Of course, it doesn't matter. Like, if you live in complete ignorance, then it doesn't matter. It's the living in a cave and seeing the shadows on the wall thing.
I mean, yeah, to a certain
Well,
extent.
for
but
this hypothetical,
in your world, I
let's
think
assume
people
you-
get sold into sex slavery a little bit more often
Okay,
than
probably.
in my
But-
world.
But you'd never hear about it.
For my
You
question,
wouldn't know.
for my question being posed, let's just assume that lying and telling the
In
truth
my-
are your options.
Will, in my world, P. Diddy is a good guy.
Oh,
All right, that's the difference.
no.
I can still
Everyone
enjoy
is
P. Diddy.
enjoying P. Diddy's
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, everybody's loving him. He's the great. He still goes by Love, and it's not creepy.
I mean, wonderful movies are being made thanks for the wonderful finances of that glorious Epstein guy
Yeah.
producing these wonderful films.
Wait, did Epstein produce
Um,
films?
Yeah, that was what he was known
Yeah,
for.
he was a producer.
Really?
He was a
He was a
film
money
producer.
man for
Oh.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
I thought he was just a money man.
I mean,
I didn't know that was a
he
word for
worked with,
producer.
the-
He worked on American Beauty, and we
Oh,
were at the end of
no.
American Beauty. His name came up, and me and Kira just went,
Oh,
just looked at each other.
Yeah,
Like,
who was the
oh.
one who was more specific to Hollywood? Because Will's a
Harvey
little bit
Weinstein.
It might have been
Yeah,
him. It might have been
Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Hold on.
Yeah, I
I'll
thought
see which
Epstein
one
was
it
like
Specifically
essentially an
Hollywood.
accountant or something.
Like, yeah, Epstein was a money man. I feel like he fucked with Hollywood people.
Yeah, it was Harvey Weinstein, it looks
I'm
like.
But
sure he
yeah,
did.
like Weinstein was specifically a producer. Epstein did other stuff too.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
think
they
he's-
both did other stuff. If
Oh,
you
well,
want to,
yeah, that's why we're
Weinstein-
talking about
yeah,
him.
if you want to be broad about it, they both did other
Is
stuff.
Weinstein still in jail?
Imagine how
I don't know. Is Harvey
imagine how the
Weinstein
OJ trial would have gone.
OG died.
Yes, he's dead.
Oh my God, the juice is loose.
OJ.
Finally.
OJ.
OJ Simpson is dead. He can finally be happy that his wife's
All right.
killer passed.
Yeah.
Well, now
His wife's killer is finally.
His
He's
wife's
fine
killer
peace.
is finally
All right,
come
well,
to
let's get
justice.
to brass cast. Now that he's dead, let's lose our subs. Who do you think he did it?
Yeah, he absolutely
I've
did it.
literally never looked into it. I
The
have no idea.
jurors think he did it.
I have no idea.
The
I
whole
have no
thing
clue.
became
The-
look into the super duper deep dive of it where they get all the various information. It turned into a political spectacle because the LA riots had happened recently too, and everyone was super touchy about race and the like, and it became about race and not about guilt.
Thank
or
God the world isn't
innocence.
like that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the few cases where a black man who actually did it got off because of anti-racism
populist
pushback.
movement, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, this is the perfect example, which is unfortunate because I can only imagine there were so many, just so many black
White dudes, yeah.
No, black dudes who definitely didn't do it,
Oh,
who
yeah.
did go to jail, whereas OJ, who definitely did it, is not, in order to send probably the wrong message.
All right, what about
I don't
Michael
understand-
Jackson?
I don't understand how you can get found innocent in a federal or a criminal court,
Yeah, but then
but
guilty
be
in a
found,
civil court.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Me neither. I know that all of his book proceeds for If I Did It
That's because the family
go
sued.
to the families.
Yeah, I love that. Basically,
civil case.
This is the most base thing that family did. They got his book, and the title of the book is "If I Did It."
Yeah.
They took the book. They sued him. They won the rights to the book, and so they took the "if" of the title and they put it in the smallest font possible, and then enhanced all the "I did it"
I see.
by O.J. Simpson.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good.
cheeky. I do like that.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's as
'Cause-
cheeky as hell to also write
I
the
mean,
fucking book bragging about
what
it.
about Michael Jackson though?
Yeah, it's kind of a drop in the bucket as far as oh man, you killed my daughter, but I sure made you look dumb.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't.
How about this for a small
you
talk
know,
bit?
I guess
It's
you
like
would.
saying the man who murdered your.
I mean, I guess you'd do every little thing though if you just hated somebody that much.
Yeah, if someone murdered your loved one, it's just like, hey,
Any
you
petty
can say
thing.
something embarrassing about them on TV. Like,
Like any petty thing, I guess, would be on the table.
I'd rather have 5 minutes with a baseball bat. I'm pretty sure I could get the job done by then. But
A long rifle from a quarter mile.
yeah, like
I'm surprised
any
he didn't
kind
get,
of force multiplier.
yeah,
tool of
anything,
some
really.
sort.
Do you remember the guy who was
In
like
Minecraft, of course.
Do you remember the guy who was at a
Phillips screwdriver? Sorry.
You remember the guy who was at a phone booth and
I know exactly what you're talking about. That,
he turned and shot that guy and killed him.
the guy who raped his son. or something.
This actually does sound familiar. What was the context?
The
there?
guy was a pedophile, raped his son. He was going to go to prison, but the dad was waiting for him like at the airport or something.
No, they were right outside the.
Okay,
the
this has
court, the
actually
trial.
happened a couple
Like,
of
okay.
times.
They were taking him like to court from wherever he was, and the guy, they knew the path that he was going to go, so he stayed at a phone booth, like a phone stand,
Yeah,
right next to it, and they turned
he
around with a
jumped out
revolver and
and-
just shot him.
Yeah,
Basically, what I'm saying is I'm
like
shocked
mine.
that didn't happen to OJ.
It's kind of surprising it didn't, but I guess OJ was already
He was
famous and probably
rich
could
and
afford the
famous.
security.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this other guy wasn't rich and famous, I'm guessing.
no.
This other guy didn't run. Wasn't like the best quarterback in the league. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the dig. That's a big
He
difference.
wasn't famous for having just been in a comedy with Leslie Nielsen.
No, he was not.
What
Yeah.
makes a conversation interesting?
Hmm.
That's a good. That's kind of
Not
a good small
using
talk thing.
prompts for
Yeah,
small
not using
talk.
not using an app on your phone to come up with small talk. To
Usually,
talk-
Experiencing the world and portraying those experiences through vocalizations to other
Interesting
humans.
topics, yeah.
Yeah, like
kind of a dumb question, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
you kind of look like a dumbass.
the person would just turn and like be like, "What are you retarded?"
Like,
I'm sorry.
Topics.
that's almost like a hello, fellow humans. Like,
What is the? This is the window
Hold on,
Vista.
I know what to do
background.
with that.
This is the Windows
I
XP
know what to do with that.
background.
Give it to me.
You know what to do with it? Go for it.
All right, like we're strangers, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
It's a grassy hill on a
Do
sunny
you like
day.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, my first thought is this
Cool.
guy definitely has autism, and I do not want to talk.
So what's
with
your
him.
name?
What's your name?
Billy.
Cool. Thanks. Just leave. Problem solved.
I don't know how you would use this in a conversation.
I mean, like,
Look at this
again,
cool window background I
the
got.
Windows background.
Like,
Are you a
that's-
morning person? That's not bad.
I mean,
What does it look like when you don't give a fuck about
Hey,
something?
are you a morning person?
Yeah, exactly. This one's sad. Have you ever experienced unrequited love? Why would you? Who starts a conversation that way? Hey,
it's
what's
like-
up, bro?
yeah, and I definitely don't want to talk about it with you. Like,
The only way that's
thanks
going
for
well.
reminding me that a bad thing happened to me once.
The only way that's going well if that person is just wasted and they're just sad and they're like, "Yeah, let me tell you all about it, bro." Just
Like, we need to already know each other.
Damn,
for
yeah,
that
bro.
one.
I ain't even
Like,
picking up bitches all night. Damn.
why do we eat pigs but not dogs?
Society culture that has evolved through time.
Yeah, and some people do.
I was gonna say, would you eat a dog?
Yeah, probably. If
What
it was
kind of
cooked.
dog?
It didn't matter. As long as it tastes
It
okay.
If I'm a
I'm not gonna.
Chihuahua?
I'm not gonna think about it.
What if it's like some like really petty like?
Am I
small
prepping the
dog?
dog?
if it already
No,
got
somebody else cooked
butchered
it.
and
Okay,
like
but
sold
they're
as
having
street
me.
food,
It's like a lobster tank. They have me go to the kennel and pick out the dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like they've got a room full of dogs, all sorts of breeds.
okay,
They're like,
I'm fully
"Pick
committed
one."
into this, so I'm probably
You're
going.
with some guys that you think are probably breaking the law by doing this, and that you know that if you bitch out now, they are going to turn your ass over and maybe like give you the boot out back before they do.
Okay.
They probably got guns.
I mean,
All
I
right,
guess
I'm-
my 1st
I'm-
thought is the oldest dog, so that
So
you're taking as
sad.
little away from them
All
as
right,
possible.
so sad.
There's some logic to it,
Okay.
and not the moral ones.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the older dog probably has more stringy meat, and if
Okay.
you're making a soup, it would taste really good.
Are you eating a soup? Are you gonna make? I guess you get to also decide how you're preparing.
Yeah,
this
I'm gonna
dog.
eat a soup.
Do you know that dog meat is a good soup meat?
No, I have no idea.
I would probably go for
I'm
like
basing this all of
You
what I know
should
about
probably hook
chickens.
up with some Southeast Asian people and figure that out.
I don't have that option. They're fucking got
talking about?
guns.
yeah, they've got guns. They're
They're not
creepy.
talking to me. They speak a different language.
Pick up your phone and Google that shit.
Oh yeah, because the gun guys are just gonna let me pull out my phone.
Also,
okay,
the
are we
United
assuming
States-
that you were kidnapped and brought to this place at
I'm not
gunpoint and say,
assuming-
eat this dog?
No, he's
I'm assuming
I'm
that
just
you're
in the
able
hypothetical. I don't know how I got here.
He was in one of those drunken million fugue states where he's just kind of agreeing to everything, and then he got talked into coming back here. And now that he realizes what it was, because he didn't really understand what they were saying because they speak a different language.
Yeah.
But now that he's back here and he realizes what's going on, he realizes he's in a lot of trouble.
I
and he does
understood
not,
enough that they were going to cook for me.
Yeah, and he cannot leave willfully. Like there's no leaving.
See, this is how you show a single picture to someone as a conversation starter. Look at he.
He's so cute.
Oh, I'd
Look
eat
at
him
he.
up. I'd eat
Look
him
at he.
up.
I'd probably
See,
go with like.
I'd go with like a fillet. Like I'm not making a fucking soup.
Nah, pit bull would be too tight.
Too tight. That's
Well,
too
the
tight.
meat would be too tight.
Depends on the pit bull. Mine's a big floppy boy.
Oh yeah.
He's only about 7
What about
going
you,
on 8
Eric?
months
You-
old.
pro-
So
pro-
that might
probably
be dog veal.
a bulldog.
a bulldog. That's probably
Yeah.
a good
That's
one. They got a
actually
lot
a
of
good one too,
fat.
because they're not going to live super long anyway.
He's got a heart murmur. It doesn't matter. He's
No,
not.
I mean like an English bulldog or like
Yeah,
a
something like
Frenchie or
that.
something like
like
that.
a boxer or something.
Like those guys we already fucked up with their noses and shit by breeding them into fucking mutants.
my parents bought a boxer, and that dog is fucking terrifying when he gets mad. Like that dog is fucking huge.
I like when they try to box
Honestly,
you.
I've got a whole bunch of like big boxers that come through where I work now, and some of them did not trust me at all at first, but now they all love me, and
They're
they're
sweet.
just so cute.
Boxers
sweet.
are. I
With their-
love boxers.
Big smush faces.
Just when they get scared and when they get mad, which he gets scared if like somebody comes to the door and he doesn't know who it is. He just
Yeah,
gets like
sure.
aggressive. And I'm like, yeah, that would scare the shit out of me. That's fucking terrifying. Honestly, starting a conversation at a bar of being like, would you eat a dog though is not like that's not that bad.
probably,
I
I mean, like it
guess.
depends if they're like a cool dude.
You
If you're
gotta
just,
feel the vibes of that.
hey, would you eat a dog? And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Would you eat a dog?
Why would I eat a dog?
Do you want to eat a dog?
no.
Yeah, let's go.
This is how Will ended up in the bag.
Wait, are you propositioning me? Yeah, this is a proposition.
Yes, let's go into the back room.
Yeah.
You're just back there. And the doors slam behind you. You're like, oh, that girl didn't follow me in here. You turn around. There's like two guys in suits with like
Two Papa
pistols.
Negrini guys that
Yeah.
are like, oi.
Pick. And you're like, what? Pick. You step forward a few steps. You just see a bunch of dogs like in kennels. You're like, oh God. I don't know what. I'd probably go with like a basic thing. I'd go with like a German Shepherd or something. You know, like
Okay. That's not bad.
I
don't want something with a lot of hair.
I want to go with whatever
German
like the
Shepherd would not be a good choice for that.
Yeah.
like what's the dog ass dog?
What do you mean?
Labrador?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog-ass
Golden
dog.
Retriever.
Yeah, just some
Yeah.
dog ass dog. Give me the one that where I can be like, I ate the dog. I got that dog in me. me walking back into the bar. I've got that dog in me.
I don't think that's normally what that means, but yeah.
What? I've got that dog in me.
I love the implication that the EDM music is just.
She responds with, "You ate a dog? Yes."
Yeah, that'll end a conversation real quick here in America.
Yeah.
But not in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah,
so have fun.
not in New Guinea and in China. They're just like, good, me too.
I don't think
So every
Oh,
holiday-
It
no,
was the
wait.
special today.
I think it was North Korea that said just recently that you can no longer own a dog if you're not planning to harvest it
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
for skins or meat.
Oh my God. You also can't have his haircut?
No,
I
you're
learned
not allowed
that.
to have his hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you had to have his
No,
haircut.
No, you
cannot.
have a list of like I think it's 11 or 12.
Yes.
Yeah,
12,
there's like
it's
10
12.
haircuts that you're allowed to have, and like
Government
That's it.
approved haircuts, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't approve of that.
I
That
mean, I will
rules.
say it would be
That's
real easy
so
to go to the
awesome.
barber. Just give me the number 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know.
Even if you don't speak the English, they've probably got like a chart where
I mean,
it's just
they're,
on
they're
the wall.
numbered. Yeah, they're numbered,
just
and they got
point and be like,
pictures.
That one, like
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
pointing
you
at a
could just
menu in an Asian
hold up
restaurant.
7 fingers and then point
I'm
at the
so
sign.
sad. Cuba's having a food crisis at the moment.
Are
Oh, no.
Yeah, they
We gotta
so
get them guys some dogs.
they've had a big population rise
Yeah.
for a while, and so
Yeah, they opened up a lot. And
They're a little
their trade
tiny
was doing
island,
better.
and they don't get enough food, so they're struggling to. Because what they do is they provide their citizens with essentials, and then you can buy anything else that you want.
Yeah.
But they're having they're good till June, but they're currently like negotiating for more.
What are they gonna do? Like, are they just?
I
trade?
assume they're
Trade.
gonna try to trade somehow.
What's
Yeah.
their export? Is it still cigars?
I don't know.
We can finally buy those again, right? Like we reduced
cigars?
a lot
we should
of
look
the
that
Cuban
up. Can you buy
sanctions.
Cuban
Nah,
cigars?
my boss recently had one, and he's really into cigars.
Yeah.
And he recently was talking about how he was proud to have an illegal Cuban cigar.
Has he smoked it?
I think probably by now. That dude smokes $100 worth of cigars a day.
Yeah, I was at a
I'm
gas
not even
station earlier
joking.
today, and they had a cigar case in there.
This
The
is why.
cheapest one was $10.
Yeah.
for a
This is
single
why I
cigar.
just don't. Like, I just don't understand, and I guess it's just the cruel twist of life. But
Mhm.
like, I just don't understand like how some people smoke and then they just keel over and die pretty quick,
Yeah.
or like they get throat cancer or something like that.
Mhm.
But then other people smoke hundreds of dollars
They
a day.
lived to 90.
Yeah,
That's
and they're fine. They're just fine.
They're just fine.
It's kind of like the COVID dilemma, where the issue is you're looking at a whole fuckload of people, all exposed to the same thing in slightly different amounts, with slightly different qualities to it, and everyone has a slightly different body, so that take it all slightly differently.
Man, isn't
so,
chemistry cool?
Yeah, we're a giant pot of chemistry nonsense, and like you're kind of just rolling
Just
the
think,
dice.
right now your cells could be replicating.
I'm sorry. I'm too busy
sure
thinking
that they
about what
are
if
since he's alive.
What
But,
if guy who accidentally has to eat dog in that situation is dressed like P. Diddy, and they think that he's P. Diddy the whole
We're
time?
calling the feds.
Yeah, he gets stuck not only with all of P. Diddy's crime, but he was caught eating a
I wonder
dog
if we
when
have.
he got caught.
I wonder if we have extradition.
Extradition?
Yeah,
We do.
I wonder if we have that with. Well, we have to get it approved with other countries, but I wonder if we do with Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. I mean,
Where-
probably
Where's
not.
Papua New Guinea?
It's on the
It's-
Pacific.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay.
Pacific.
It's like a
It's-
chain of
it's-
islands, right?
It's next to Australia.
Okay, so that's one of those
It's next to
ones-
Singapore and
Like
stuff.
the reason
Okay.
I don't know if they actually eat dog there. I just know a delicacy is like monkey brain, so I assume they're into wild shit.
They're yeah. Would you eat
I
monkey
mean,
brain?
yeah, absolutely. monkey
No,
brains.
but I don't like brains.
How would you know that it wasn't a
never had
human
brains
brain?
before.
I've had pork brain.
Because they usually serve it in the monkey's head.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They cut
Also-
off the top part and then they like cook it and then they put it back.
You would do that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Nah,
At least
I-
it's
How
I
would you
don't
cook
like-
it? How do you cook the monkey brain?
I don't know. However the fuck they
But
cook
no,
it.
they eat it raw. Like they cut the
What
they-
the fuck?
they
There's
cut
no
the-
way.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, there's a lot of food you can eat raw.
It's
Monkey brain though.
Dude, the delicacy
guess.
is the way they do it is this: the monkey. I don't know if it's dead. I'm pretty sure it's dead. I don't know. It's in the middle of the table. There's like a hole in the table. They put the monkey in there. The head's just sticking out.
You saw this in Indiana Jones and you thought
no,
it was real.
No, this isn't a documentary.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
this
look
is
it
a
up.
real thing.
This is fucked.
They
Yeah.
take it. They surgically cut open the head, pop it off, and you eat it from the monkey.
I
Is
don't
that
think
why they
it's
call it
called-
Papua New
I
Guinea?
think when you're eating it, you call it butchery, not surgery.
Fine.
Tomato.
Wait, so do you
I mean, yeah, it means the same thing, but yeah, I just
how do you cut it?
I
Like
kind of want because it feels more like surgery, definitely. But I,
mean-
was like, technically, I think this is
With
butchery.
a really sharp object. What
yeah,
you
do they
mean?
give you a
Uh,
scalpel?
No,
No,
they do.
you
it
dress
wrong.
you like a
do it.
surgeon?
No,
The chef
the
does
waiter
it. The
does
server
it.
does
Oh,
it.
It's a
yeah.
show.
Does he dress like a surgeon?
I hope
That'd
so.
be really cool.
Yeah,
He
if,
comes
they're,
up.
if they're trying to like do it on Halloween,
You know, it
maybe
depends
he
on the
does,
theme of
but,
the
like,
restaurant.
He's in a lab coat and he
It
comes
depends
up.
on the theme of the restaurant.
Oh, he could come up
Yeah.
with one of those silver trays and roll up next to your table, and then he's got like a little thing on it. And
What
he
if it's like
opens
a
it up.
Chuck-
Chucky?
it's a-
What if it's
it's a
like a
monkey's
Papua New
head.
Guinea Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
I mean,
like-
I'm kind of fine with this. I don't care. A monkey's just
Yeah.
an animal, and if its brains are edible and people like eating them, then yeah, I'll at least try
Humans
it
are
once.
just an animal, and their brains are edible.
We have
Well, yeah,
we
but
have
we
reasons
just
we
don't
don't eat
eat
each other.
ourselves. That's
we
cannibalism.
cause ourselves madness.
There's got to be something
Yeah,
bad about
we're
eating
bad
monkey
for
brain.
each other.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
Something
you can't.
bad about it? It's a monkey brain.
No,
There's
you
something-
can-
it's gotta be, like, bad
You
for
can
you,
go
is what I'm
buy
saying.
pork brain
Why?
right now.
Yeah, I know pork brain, sure, but like monkeys are a little bit closer to us.
No,
they got
no,
a
it
lot
doesn't
more of their
work like
genetic
that.
code that we share.
It doesn't
Not
work
monkeys.
like
No,
that.
you're thinking
Actually,
of apes.
wait,
You're thinking of apes.
Okay,
Like,
first off, I think
There
that
are snakes, like king snakes, that exclusively eat other species.
Oh yeah.
of
Also,
snakes.
that's a misnomer.
Yeah,
Us
doesn't-
sharing DNA doesn't like we
That's
share
true.
like
They-
94% of DNA with bananas.
exactly. And I was gonna say,
Yeah,
don't we
that's
share
some
a
people
lot?
don't think about a lot. Just like, yeah, we're really close at what, like 97% with chimps or
Yeah,
something like that.
98.2 or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's just like, yeah, bro, you do realize that you're 80, like the building blocks for life.
Yeah, we share 98% with pigs.
Yeah,
I- that-
like,
that's what I
There's
was
a reason
thinking.
we're called long pork.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like-
why we taste like them. We're
Yeah.
98% pig.
We're like the basic building blocks for a living thing are the same
Yeah.
for everything. Like that's why I and a turnip share 80% of our DNA.
Okay.
Like, because
but,
it's just that's
but
We're made up of stuff.
how
the
intelligent?
cells, the blueprints for the cells make up a lot of the first part of
Like
the DNA.
Will was saying though, like animals, like they feel sad and shit. So like, and like if they have like higher functions, like higher
does the
thought
monkey
process.
feel sad? Yeah, of course.
Well, that and like,
Oh, sure,
I mean, like,
yeah.
where do you like cut it off? Like,
well, I don't-
dolphins? Like, would you eat a dolphin?
Oh, are you saying like
How dumb does it have to, or how smart does it have to get before you're like, I'm not touching that?
I'm
dude.
already like I am trying to go more vegan
I'm actually going to have
or
to go
vegetarian
ahead
specifically.
and head that way. It's getting a little bit late for me.
Okay.
You guys want to finish it off?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Thank you
yeah.
for listening to the Anything Cast. Is I can't remember my name.
Goodbye, Eric.
Help.
I'd try eating monkey brain.
Okay.
We
Thank
got
you.
no. We have to hold it for 4 minutes.
We have to hold what for 4
the
minutes?
show, man.
Hold
The
this.
show,
Bro, hold
You guys
this for
have
4
at it.
minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
You guys got this.
Eric's leaving.
You-
Eric's leaving.
Do you
Hold
like,
on.
Do you like that I'm holding it?
You don't want to make the white thing.
It really depends on how you hold it. I mean, how's that? Can I hear you still? They'll just turn that off.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh,
see?
yeah.
Now?
Wow.
See you, Eric. Bye.
Bye.
He's
Eric's,
fading.
Eric's gone, guys.
Back when I leave.
Okay.
He's got to go pilot the ship
He does. He's got it.
or
You guys talk shit about me like
figure out how to pilot the ship. I don't know if he knows how to pilot the ship.
I don't think he does. He definitely doesn't.
Plus, we're out of gas.
We've been here for ages. We haven't moved. It's
I
honestly.
don't know why he plays with it so much.
I think like he thinks that it's like when you give a kid like keys to dangle in front of them. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing. That's why he like.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the monkey thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already there, like, because I'm a person who has to like eat protein and stuff.
Yeah,
I
but
have
like
to
dolphins,
Kind
would
of
you eat a
turn that off.
dolphin?
Yeah, I would eat a dolphin.
You'd eat a dolphin?
I mean, like right now in my life, I'm like trying to not eat meat anymore.
Yeah. So you wouldn't eat a dolphin.
I guess not anymore. But like,
Okay.
I'm not so far removed where I'm like, if it was the only thing, I wouldn't.
I'm not saying if it's the only thing. I'm saying like, at what point does it have to be at a restaurant and like you're like, is this dolphin on this fucking menu?
I guess to the point where I can figure out how to cook tofu and it tastes good.
Oh yeah. Well, that's impossible. First off,
That's not. I've had good tofu.
I've done it my entire life and I can't figure that shit out. Like you,
Yeah.
good fucking luck. You figure it out, you let me know because
Yeah.
that shit tastes like
And like,
dog shit.
I will say like the vegan vegetarian options have gotten a lot better.
Dude, I love the Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
Personally, I fucking love that.
Yeah,
shit.
black bean burgers are amazing.
I know it's delicious,
And then also fucking the chicken stuff they come out with, chicken supplements and stuff, tastes just like chicken.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the chicken patties and stuff, like frozen chicken patties and
oh,
stuff
like
that you
the
get.
the stuff, the pink paste or whatever.
Yeah, it's not even, yeah,
The McChicken stuff, the chicken nugget stuff from McDonald's.
pretty
Where
much.
it's
But like they're selling like lab grown. Well, they have, I don't know if it's lab grown, but like they have synthetic meat.
Is that true? McNuggets aren't actually like they're not chicken. They're just like some purple paste.
Well, I'm
that
pretty
pink
sure, isn't that
paste?
purple paste just like really ground up meat?
I don't know.
Like just purified ground meat?
like maybe not. Maybe it's just a completely synthetic
What
thing
would
that
it-
just tastes like chicken.
What would it be?
like beans and shit, like beans, plants, or whatever.
Why would it turn pink?
They probably color it pink. It's probably,
Why?
I don't know. It's probably pink so that like people don't look at it and go, "What the fuck is this white ass shit that we're eating?"
How much would you have to get paid to like be under the pink gloop machine and just get a good helping of raw pink gloop?
I'm not gonna lie, like that actually like triggered in like a
gag reflex?
Yeah, a gag
Yeah, like
reflex in me.
you're laying on the conveyor belt and
Yeah.
a guy has a lever.
How much goes in my mouth? Like, is it like just gonna
Like,
fill my mouth and like?
He's
'cause
gonna
it-
cover your face, but you're allowed to like as soon as your face is like covered, you're allowed to get.
This
back
reminds
up.
me of, you know what it's gonna taste like?
But
It's
like it's gonna fill your mouth. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's gonna be like the astronaut food that we did for that video
Oh, it
where I
is.
almost threw up.
Yeah.
like that's all I can think is like it's just gonna be this like viscous
Imagine
liquid.
like you're like and you're like
Dude,
throwing
you
up and it's
licked
like
that shit and you almost threw
it's
up.
so gross.
I filled my mouth with that and I immediately just started like
It is.
vomiting.
It will be like that. Yeah.
It'll be exactly like that. How much do I have to get paid?
Yeah.
Can I film it?
Yeah. You can film it.
Then I'll do it for free. It'd be
Wow.
funny. It'd be funny.
Okay.
Yeah. If you'll film it for me, I'd do
Yeah,
that for
absolutely.
free. I'd be like, watch me fucking vomit. 'Cause
Watch
that's
me
all it's
bombing
gonna-
in McDonald's conveyor belt.
That's all that's gonna fucking happen, dude. They're gonna do that. It's gonna be some jackass type shit where I'm immediately gonna get up and just vomit pink everywhere. Like what? I'll be sure to like drink like a gallon of water or something beforehand, so it just makes like a very very like interesting look. I don't know how much. What about you?
$500 probably.
$500.
That's a
You want
paycheck.
money for that?
It'd be funny.
I'm not assuming I'm getting paid or filming it.
Okay, so you don't want to film it. You wouldn't want to film you like getting
I'd be
face
fine with
fucked by
filming
the
it, but
big pace
I'd
machine?
like to be a little paid for it. Like what? Who's paying me?
P. Diddy, probably. I mean, you saw what he's been doing recently.
What do you think his bank account looking like these days?
Did they seize his
They
assets?
have to have, right?
They seized his
How did
house,
the
right?
pilot not like be halfway in the air and be like, and not like look at the news
Hey,
and be like, I gotta turn around?
Hey, Diddy? I hate to break it to you, but check this out. And then Diddy looks at the phone. He takes his glasses off. His eyes pop out of his skull. Makes a cartoon sound effect. Diddy pulls out his gun, points it at the pilot. Where did he go? He go to like the Caribbean or something?
I guess. I don't know where he went. I'm not the feds.
You're gonna find his ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no getting away from the American
Look,
government if they want you.
If we can continually find Nazis today.
Yeah. And is Osama bin Laden in a cave somewhere in the middle of the desert?
Yeah, how did CNN find Osama bin Laden before the fucking government?
CNN found him?
Yes.
Is that how that
they
works?
did an interview with him.
That rules.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. What did he say?
I don't know.
He said, "Oh my God,
I did it because I hate America. Get out of my country, America.
Did you see that? Did you see Osama bin Laden they had that video on Reddit that they posted like, this is Osama bin Laden talking about why he did 9/11. Then all the comments were like, he did it for all the right reasons. Osama bin Laden did nothing wrong. And I was like, oh my God.
Bots be botting.
No, it just fucking kids be fucking hating. Kids be hating America.
Well,
Did you see that
we
Death
did
to
do
America
it.
guy? Like in Michigan or something?
Death to America.
It could be one of your kids. Death to America.
No, the only thing I heard was that the government was, or this local government was kind of mad that people were doing it. They canceled
feel
some.
like-
Oh yeah, they canceled something.
Does it feel like the spaceship is